Okay, so the first step in working on our project is going to be setting up the URL. This is really exciting. Once we set this up, your webpage will be live. Okay, it'll start off blank, but we'll fill it up slowly but surely. And then you can share that URL with anyone, friends, family, coworkers, and it'll be available on the internet for anyone to check out from home. Okay, so we're going to start by first making our homepage. Okay, so here are the requirements. The page needs to have an H1 tag and it should say your name. So example, welcome to Carol's page. Of course, you will substitute this with your own name, or if you have some type of fictional persona that you go by or some internet handle that you use, you can totally incorporate that in here. It does not have to be your real name. Okay, you can really be creative and have fun with this. Okay, so step 2 is setting up the codehs.me domain. Okay, so your website is going to be hosted at your own custom domain. So it'll be your username.codehs.me. So right now, I believe your username set up to be your email. So we're going to change that to make it something a little bit easier to remember and navigate to. Okay, so these are the instructions to set up the URL. We'll do that in a moment. The last two steps are going to be copying our HTML page code into the sandbox. So the sandbox is kind of like where we are doing our editing. It's the homepage editor, and this is what's going to be displayed when people navigate over to your project. So you want to make sure that your work is in the sandbox, is in that editor. Okay, and there's also a link that goes to that editor directly. And then finally, once you get all that set up, you have your own CodeHS.me homepage. So really exciting. I think this is the fun part. Okay, so let's start by first working on setting up the homepage with the requirements, and then we'll go through the other steps one by one. Okay, so over at the top, you are going to, and remember, you can go back to the exercise for all of these instructions. Okay, so you want to incorporate a header at the top, and it should be an H1 header. So we'll just go ahead and plug that in. And just a little welcome message. Okay, so I'm going to go with my YouTube handle, my YouTube channel name. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so just as long as it's an H1 tag, you should be fine. And you can then move on to step 2. So set up your CodeHS.me domain. All right, so we're going to go over to our account settings. They have a nice handy link right there, so we don't need to leave this page. And we're going to change our username so that it's a little easier to remember. And your domain will be codehs.me with your username right before it. Okay, so let's go over to that and change it. Okay, so right now it's set up to my email. I'm going to change it to my handle. Okay, looks like this is unavailable, so I will try something else. If it's unavailable, you just might need to try a few times until you get something that is available. Okay, so looks like that's available. I'm gonna go with our school mascot. Looks like we got that all set up. Okay, so my domain is now gonna be mkaztecs.codehs.me, and that's where my website will live live online. Okay, so whatever your username is, you're just going to add .codehs.me, and that's where you will find your project. Okay, so once you got your domain set up, you can go ahead and exit the account settings, and you're pretty much ready to go. Remember that your username should have letters, numbers, and hyphens only. Okay, so if you try to use any special characters, you might run into some issues. Okay, now we're going to copy our homepage into our sandbox. Our sandbox is where our homepage is basically going to be broadcasted from. So we want to have all of our code in there. Okay, right now our homepage is just one heading, but we're going to copy what we have so far. So you can Control C and then open up your sandbox editor, and you're going to click this edit your codehs.me homepage to go over to the sandbox. And basically, you're ready to paste it. Okay, so you'll see that your handle or your URL is up here just so you remember what it is. And this again is where your website will be. You can run it just like we do in our regular exercises. And so far, so good. All right. I believe that we're all set up. Okay, so that's it for this exercise. What we're going to do next is go over what should be included on our homepage and recap our homepage requirements for this project. Nice job, everyone.